Hello students, welcome back to my class. So here I am with my next video where I shall continue the same chapter that I had started, that is the genetics, the principle of inheritance and variation. So dear students, if you remember in my last class I had gave you an introduction on genetics, right? What is genetics? And I had gave you the introduction of father of genetics, right? Who is the father of genetics, what he does in the world of genetics, who is the father of experimental genetics as well. I had introduced you with the few terms, okay, which is related with genetics and this chapter. So similarly, there are many more terms, okay, which you should know before we go through the chapter, okay. So let us start our today's class, okay. So I shall start with the terms. So first is allele, as you can see here, right? So I have written the terms, okay, and one by one I shall be explaining it to you, okay, what are this term means. And what you have to do after this is that you have to note it down in your notebook, you have to write its proper definitions, okay, and you have to learn it as well, okay. So without wasting time, let us start our class. So the first is allele. Now what is allele? So alleles or allelomorphs, these are alternative forms of genes, okay. So what is gene? So gene is a unit of inheritance, okay. It inherit the character from parents to the offspring, okay, and allele is the alternate form of gene. Then comes your locus. Now what is locus? Okay, locus means location or a position of a chromosome in which the gene is located. Like I said that what is alleles or allelomorph? It is an alternate form of gene, right? So now this gene, it is located in chromosome, okay. Now the position, okay, in which it is located is known as your locus. I hope that this is clear to you. Then comes your phenotype. Now phenotype means the external appearance of an progeny, okay, the external appearance of a progeny or of an organism due to the influence of gene, okay. Now external appearance means what? Means the how does an organism looks like, okay. Say for an example, okay, let me give an example of myself, okay. Now how does I look, how my eyes are? So this is my what? External appearance, right? And this external appearance is because of influence of gene. Like I said, what is gene? Gene is a unit of inheritance. It inherits the character, it inherits the trait from parents to their offspring, correct? And phenotype is the external appearance of an offspring which is expressed or which is because of influence of genes, okay. Now what is genotype? Genotype means genetic constitution of an individual, okay. The genes, it is a genetic makeup, okay. Genotype means the genetic makeup of an organism. I hope this is clear to you. So it is and this is responsible for phenotype. Genotype, the genetic makeup, the genetic constitution, okay, the gene, okay, is this genotype is responsible for the phenotype. Because of genotype, phenotype is expressed. Now homozygous. Now what is homozygous? So the individuals, okay, those have, what is homozygous? Those individuals having identical genes. Okay, homozygous means individuals having identical genes. Okay, say for an example, let me give an example, okay. Suppose there are one character, okay. Say for a height. So height can be either tall or dwarf, or you can say short. Okay, this example I have taken from Mendel's experiment, okay, which I will explain it to you in my later classes. So for now, you just remember that there are two traits, tall, okay, and it is represented by capital T, and this is called alleles, okay, and small, it is represented as small letters t. Fine. Okay, now I was talking about homozygous, right? Homo. So here you see these are similar or not, they are identical. Homo means same, okay. Always remember that what does homo means? Homo means same, identical, okay. So homozygous means individuals having identical gene or alleles, okay. On the other hand, heterozygous. Okay, before I explain you what is heterozygous, let me tell you what is pure variety. So pure variety means the homozygous individual. Okay, pure means what? Where there is, if I have to say in general language, no mixture, right? Means completely pure, one type. Okay, if I have to give an example of a milk, okay, if I add water in a milk, will it be pure? No, it is not pure because it becomes mixture of water and milk, right? As well as the milk also contain other products also. But beside that, now if I say only milk, so then it is said to be pure, right? We consider it as pure. Pure means no mixing up of anything. It should be pure. So in homozygous, what happened? Like I said, it is completely identical, right? So there is similar type of allele is present, isn't it? So therefore, pure variety means it is the homozygous individual. Is it clear? For a particular pair of alleles. Okay, now coming to the next is heterozygous. Homozygous, what did I say? It is a identical, right? Heterozygous, hetero means different, okay, means unidentical, right? So heterozygous means an individual having unidentical alleles. Say for an example, one capital T and one small letter. So this is not identical, right? These are what? Different, right? So this is called your heterozygous. I hope that you can follow up to here. Now next is your hybrid. Now what is hybrid? See, I have explained you hybridization, isn't it? What is hybridization? It is a pollination. Pollination means what? Where male and female, or you can say where two parents are brought together, isn't it? The pollination, the cross takes place between a male and a female gamete. That is called a hybridization, isn't it? Now what does hybrid means? So progeny that is obtained from the hybridization, okay, which is obtained from or obtained by crossing two parents with different characters or with different traits. Say for an example, okay, I hope you all can follow me. If not, then just let me know in a group, okay? Say for an example, this is tall and this is dwarf. From here, 50% will come. Okay, how does this 50% came? These things I will definitely discuss with you. But for now, to understand what is hybrid, I am giving you this example, okay? So that you won't, or so that you can easily understand. Okay, so T. So from here, 1 will come and as a result, this will become T. Now here you see, these are the parents, right? With different characters. Now they are crossed, fine. And this is the progeny, right? So this is called your hybrid. So hybrid is the progeny which is obtained from the which is obtained by crossing two parents with different characters, with different traits, okay? So I hope that hybrid is clear to you. Now what is monohybrid and dihybrid? Mono means single, okay? Di means two. Now when when one type of character is taken, okay, when one type of trait is taken, then it is said to be as monohybrid. Say for an example, this tall and dwarf. See, these are not different, right? What we are considering here, height, right? So it's just that some are tall, some are short, isn't it? So this is one trait, right? So this can be said as monohybrid. Clear? What is dihybrid? In dihybrid, two different traits are taken. See, in my first class, I had told you that Mendel, in his experiment, he has chosen or he has taken 7 different traits, right? There were the color of the seed, the pod of the seed, isn't it? Shape, then flowers, isn't it? Now, suppose along with the height, or you can say some other trait is also taken, okay? Okay, let us just say that color of a seed is yellow, okay? Then other is, if white is this, okay? I'm just giving an example, okay? And suppose this, what you said it, this shape of the pod, okay? Suppose one is round, so capital R, and if it is wrinkled, then small r. Okay, I hope that you can follow this. So here what happened, what did we choose? One is color, other is the shape. So here two different traits are taken or not, right? Two different traits. So this is said to be as your dihybrid. Am I clear? Okay. Now, next is your dominant gene and recessive gene. See, from the word itself, right? Dominant means what? The one who overpowers, who is powerful, right? In day-to-day life, isn't it? So, here what happened in dominant genes is the concept where, okay, or you can say the trait, the gene which express itself, which express its character, okay, is said to be as dominant gene. Now, here you see tall, it is a dominant character, okay, tall, and this is the recessive character. So recessive character, if I have to say normally, then recessive means you can say weak, okay, the one which is weaker, okay. So here you can see one capital T and one small t. Now according to this, how this could be tall, isn't it? Because both, from both 50% 50% gene is possessing, right? This is capital T, this is small t. I hope you all can see this. Let me just, okay, I hope you can see this now. So there is some problem with my camera adjustment. Okay, fine. Okay, so here the progeny that is obtained is tall. Means what? Means it means that the tall character is overpowering the dwarf character. So here the tall is the dominant character and the dwarf is recessive character. I hope that this is clear to you. Any doubt? Do you have any doubt regarding this? Okay, I have just repeated this phenotype and genotype. Okay, I have already mentioned this the top. So let me give you a quick revision on this. Okay, alleles, this is a form of gene. Okay, locus is the position of chromosome where genes are located. Phenotype is the expression of external character. Genotype is genetic makeup which expresses the phenotype. Homozygous are the individuals which have the identical genes or allele. Pure variety are the homozygous individual, okay. Then heterozygous, which have unidentical alleles, okay, which is not identical, fine. Okay, then hybrid is the progeny or the individual which is obtained when two parents are brought together with different characters, okay. And monohybrid means those individuals having or pollination which takes place with the same trait, okay, only one character or one trait is involved. And dihybrid means two characters, okay. And dominant gene means the one which overpowers, the one which is powerful, okay. And recessive gene is the one which is weak. I hope that this is clear to you. So there are two more terms which I will explain it to you. Okay, so there are two more terms which you should know, okay. So the first is your test cross. Now what is test cross? It is a cross between hybrid, okay. Hybrid means what? Progeny, right, which is obtained by crossing two parents with different traits. So here you see this is hybrid, correct? Okay, and it's homozygous recessive parents. So this is recessive trait. I have just mentioned it, right, that dwarf character is what? Recessive, which is weak, you can say, okay, which does not express its character itself, okay. So cross between hybrid and its homozygous recessive parent is called as test cross. So this is test cross. When a cross takes place between a hybrid, means the progeny, and the recessive homozygous parent, okay, it is said to be as test cross. Clear? I hope this is clear. Okay, one more term is there, that is your back cross. See, this are different, okay. You have to understand it, okay, that these two terms are not same. Now what is back cross? Cross between F1 hybrid. So this is F1 hybrid, Now what does F1 means, I will tell you later on, okay, well I'll explain you the chapter, the topics. Okay, so cross between F1 hybrid, this is F1 hybrid, and one of the parents. See, there were two parents, right? So any one of them, here no condition has been given. See here what it is said, that the cross between a hybrid and its homozygous recessive parent, here it is clearly said that in a test cross it should be done only with recessive parent, but here with any one of the parent, this is called your back cross. Are you clear with this? Okay, so this is all about the terminology, okay, which you should know. Now we will start the topic inheritance of one gene. Okay, now for that Mendel had experimented, right? So there were few experiments which he has carried out, so we will discuss about that in next class. Topic, as I said that we will start the new topic, that is inheritance of one gene, right? So before we start, we should know that why does Mendel has chosen only pea plant, why not other plants? Okay, there were so many plants, right, where on which he could have done his experiment, carried out the experiment, but what makes him to choose only pea plant? Okay, so let us see that what are the characters that a pea plant has, okay, which makes the Gregor Johann Mendel to choose this plant. So first thing is that pea plant is self-pollinated, means they self-pollination takes place in pea plant, okay, which is very good, okay, as well as it can also be done artificially. See, in some plants what happens, self pollination takes place, but artificially you cannot do it, okay, you cannot cross it, but here artificial hybridization or pollination could be done. So pea plant is self pollinated, okay, plant in nature, but cross pollination can also be done artificially. This was the first thing. Then they possess large number of contrasting trait. So if you see other plants also, if you compare, you will not find so many characters in one single plant, okay. You may find 2-3 characters, but 7 characters. So pea plant possesses 7 different traits, right? The flower color different, the pod shapes different, so many variations is there. Now large number of offspring are possible in one germination, okay, so fertility is very good, okay, so hybrids are very fertile, okay, and they can produce as many as the offspring, and most importantly short life cycle. So pea plant has a very short life cycle, so that makes them to grow easily, okay. If it grows within a period of 2-3 months, then again you can grow. See, when an experiment is carried out, okay, with the specimen, you can say, with one organism, so if you consider such organism, or if you take such organism whose lifespan is more, okay, so what happened, that experiment takes longer time, isn't it, and it becomes difficult also to carry out experiments. So it is always chosen those organisms which are easily obtained. See, whenever anything has to be tested, okay, I hope you know that most of the experiment is done on mice, okay. So if it is about animals, then it is done on mice. Why? Because they're easily available, right, and their genetics and all are very much similar, okay, for human genes. So anything has to be tested, then mice is taken. So similarly in plants, pea plant were chosen for this characteristics which they possess. I hope that this is clear to you. Now, inheritance of gene, one gene. So let me tell you what is gene, as I have already mentioned you. So gene is unit of inheritance, okay, which transmit the character, the traits from a parents to the offspring. Clear? Now, here the topic inheritance of one gene, we will discuss this, okay, or we will learn this based on experiment which is done by G.H. Mendel. Okay, so he did an experiment which I had already given you a short explanation on that, that he has chosen a pea plant, right? So he has carried out an experiment on pea plant. So what he does, how he does, so we will discuss this in my next class.